We are living in a very strange time where you as a business owner know that your time is worth 1,000 Rand an hour, 10,000 Rand an hour, 25,000 Rand an hour, yet you're still doing tasks that are only worth 25 Rand an hour. And this is actually one of the 7 reasons why your business has plateaued and why your business is bound to fail. So for the next 10 to 12 minutes, you and I will be looking at how you can actually go ahead and exponentially grow your business through removing yourself from the business. And we'll be doing this focusing mainly today on virtual assistants and how you can actually use a virtual assistant and why you should even consider getting a virtual assistant. So don't want to but still need to. See, I understand that a lot of you won't want to go ahead and hire a virtual assistant or get in a virtual assistant because you feel like you can do everything yourself. But here's the thing, and it goes very hand in hand with a table I actually once saw, and this table is split into 4 different sections. I might find a picture of the table and put it here, so maybe it's right here in front of me. But this table is split into 4 sections or 4 quadrants, which is tasks that you eliminate and tasks that you delegate and tasks that you automate and tasks that you just get rid of, including tasks that you have to actually do, right? And in this video, we're actually focusing on the delegating part of this entire equation, which is what your virtual assistant will be handling. So why you actually need to go ahead and get a virtual assistant is because that your VAs will do the things you don't want to do, even though you know full well that you like that either way you need to actually go ahead and do it, right? This could be things that get delegated as they are not a high ROI task, but still incredibly long and tedious to do, right? So this could be something like data mining, handling your outreach, even editing your content. And if you are a content creation agency or just a content creator, creating and managing your ads for you and your clients, though this is something that will need to be taught to them extensively. So you actually go ahead and get virtual assistants so that they can actually go ahead and do the tasks that you don't want to do, right? So maybe you consider sending emails or handling your email or just outreaching to your leads, a very tedious task for you to do, right? Because you have to spend like 3 hours to like 7 hours doing that and only getting like 1 or all the way up to 100 replies, depending on how good your reply ratio is. Now that is something very tedious, to spend 7 hours doing something and only getting 1 or 2 positive replies out of 8 negative replies. And if that is if that's how your email is currently doing, then I actually have a video that actually shows you my personal cold outreach method, and now I actually personally go ahead and outreach to my leads, and I'll leave a link to that right up here so you can go ahead and watch it. But apart from that, as I was saying up there, is that when you actually ensure that you get your VA to do it, which your VA, you can actually get a VA from Upwork or from I'll leave the names of the places you can actually go ahead and get your virtual assistant from. But when you do actually get a virtual assistant, what you should be doing is ensuring that your virtual assistant actually ends up working for you. Like, you sign them on as a contractor, but you have an agreement that they only work for you. Because if they work for you and they work for another agency and they work for like if they're a freelancer, basically you aren't their only priority and you aren't even their top priority, because they have a bunch of other people they can go to even if your agency fails, right? And even if they get you results, they still have other agencies they can work with, right? So by ensuring that they only work with you and you are their only employer, that way the survival of your business means the survival of their family. And that way you can actually ensure that you are indeed building a team and not just building a bunch of people who don't even care about your agency. Because once someone is a part of your team officially, that way they can actually you can indoctrinate them into your culture, your business culture, and all the sort of rules and morals your business actually stands behind. Now the next thing is culture, the double-edged sword. See, they are very much focused on growth, pardon me, when it comes to these virtual assistants, the Philippine virtual assistants specifically, they're very much focused and grown through family value. So once you are able to use this to your advantage, you'll be able to ensure that they feel a part of a team and a family, and having them self-motivate and just being effective instead of slacking off, because why should they help you become successful? This actually goes hand in hand with what I was saying previously a few moments ago. But with my VA, I ensure that I always inquire about their family and how things are going, even adding bits about things we talked about previously to show I am actually paying attention to what she tells me about her family. Though I only do this during our weekly calls on Zoom, because I only have one call a week with my team members. And doing this will increase how long your virtual assistant will work with you. And not doing this will hurt you, because your VAs will feel as if you don't care about them, causing them to leave within 1 or 2 months. Now, the Philippine culture it's a very inspiring, or it's a warm sort of culture, if I had to say, because they are actually indeed very focused on family, and like just you having them working with you, right, and being a part of your team ensures that they're actually able to work virtually. And by working virtually, that means they can actually stay with their children or stay with their family in the house the whole day. And that is something they really honestly appreciate, and they take that over any other office job out there which pays the exact same price. Because honestly, the only difference between working for your agency or working for some local business they have to like get a taxi or walk to, there is some sort of benefit for working with you, because they actually get to stay with their family. And as I said, Philippines are indeed bred to focus more on family and value their family more than anything else. And once you start being toxic towards them, and instead of them considering you a family member or a family friend, or even considering that they're even part of your team, once those thoughts start going to their mind, you can for sure know that they no longer care about you, and they no longer care about the longevity of your agency, because you've shown to them that they don't matter to you. And once you've shown to a Philippine virtual assistant or a team member that they don't matter to you, you stop mattering to them. And once you do actually go ahead and stop mattering to them, that's when they start slacking off and not even caring if your business succeeds, because, well, they'll still get paid even if they do a horrible job either way, right? And the price tag. You can get yourself a virtual assistant for around 16 Rand to 54 Rand, which is basically you can get a virtual assistant for around $1 to $3 an hour. And I would advise just getting them to work per day. You can get them to work anywhere from 6 to 12 hours a day, right? So basically getting them to work for like 6 to 12 hours a day And for me personally, I don't know, you could have them work 24 no, not 24/7. You could get them to work every single day of the week, right? But for mine, they only work Monday to Friday, because I also only work Monday to Friday. So I felt it was only fair. And I guess another second order consequence to that means that they actually get to spend more time with their family, which is something I'm only realizing right now. But yeah, that's how these sort of things work. And actually going back to the previous slide where I said actually ensuring that you actually build the sort of relationship with your virtual assistants ensures that you can actually increase the retention you have with your virtual assistants. I haven't had my virtual assistants for that long to tell you more in depth about virtual assistant retention, right? But I can tell you that having one virtual assistant, only like training one virtual assistant for like only training one virtual assistant once for the next 12 months is way more better than having to train 12 virtual assistants and one every new month, because, well, your virtual assistant retention is only 1 month, meaning that you only get a virtual assistant to work with you 1 month and then they quit. Then you have to get a new one, you have to train that one, you have to give that person all your private information and then trust them to actually do what they're supposed to do, right? But back to the price tag issue, you can get yourself a virtual assistant for around $1 to $3 an hour. And if you think that is just incredibly bad for you to attempt paying such a low salary, rest assured, because as stated by the Philippines, a household with 4 people living in it can live comfortably with around 8,000 Rand a month, which is basically around $500 a month. So if you haven't subscribed to BKhunga, go ahead and do so right now. There's an icon right underneath me, and I suggest you watch this video right next to me, which I personally picked for you. Till I see you guys in a minute.